Today I'm reacting to your Friday night SmackDown Hot Takes. Hot Takes is a weekly video series where I give you all a platform to be able to voice your thoughts, whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts or everything in between about the world of professional wrestling. So if you want your hot takes featured in the next episode of Hot Takes, make sure that you follow me on X because I ask for your hot take after every episode of Raw, SmackDown, and every WWE Premium Live event. So yes, that means I will be asking for your hot takes immediately after Bad Blood ends, so keep a lookout for that tweet. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're going to fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And as a special little bonus treat, since it's Bad Blood weekend, we've made 2 matches available for free for you to watch over on the Patreon. You'll be able to get our watch along and commentary of Edge versus Jeff Hardy in a TLC match at Extreme Rules 2009 alongside Kevin Steen versus El Generico in a ladder warfare match from Ring of Honor. I'm going to put the direct links to both of those matches down in the description as well as in the comments section. So if you want to see what the Patreon watch along is all about, that's just a free taste for you. And maybe if you like those 2, you can check out the rest of the Patreon. Maybe you'll like it. All right, now let's read your stupid shit. Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline main eventing Bad Blood is the correct decision. No, this is not what we're going to do. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I don't realize what you just did here? Tribal wrestling, trying to advance that pro Roman Reigns propaganda by purposely leaving Cody Rhodes' name out of this tweet and out of this match. It is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline. Nice fucking try, dude. But yes, it's been announced that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline is going to be the main event of Bad Blood, which has a lot of people, like myself, a little bit bummed out because, frankly, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell just earned this main event spot a heck of a lot more. However, you say that Roman and Cody versus the Bloodline being the main event is the correct decision. On paper, it frankly just is not the correct decision. However, in execution, it very well may be because a lot of crazy shit could potentially happen in this match. You could have the return of Paul Heyman, the return of Jimmy Uso. You could have Kevin Owens or Randy Orton or maybe both turning heel. You could have the return of The Rock. So there's a lot of crazy stuff that could make this main event worthy. But on paper, it should have been CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. AJ Styles did such a great job at selling and making the injury look real. He is indeed the GOAT. He did. At first, I was a little bit concerned, but then as the cameras continued to stay on him and stayed on him as he walked to the back, and then they really doubled down by showing him with his injury with the doctors, I knew that we were in for a good old-fashioned WWE work. And I like what they're doing. I can already sense the storyline that they're telling here. The storyline is that AJ Styles is getting a little bit too old for this, that he just cannot hang around with the young guns like the Carmelo Hayes of the world anymore. It's kind of appropriate that we're going towards this storyline after the fake retirement angle. Maybe after that fake retirement angle, maybe we're about to go into a real retirement angle. But yeah, AJ Styles is a GOAT. I cannot wait to see what they do with this storyline because if anybody can tell that story of the grizzled vet that's on his last legs, it's probably AJ Styles. He could probably tell a phenomenal pun not intended, but it was a good pun. It's gonna be phenomenal. SmackDown's tag division is leaps and bounds above Raw's. DIYs and Street Profits could have a very believable main event worthy tag team feud. Meanwhile, I can't say the same thing for any teams on Raw. That is entirely true. The tag team division on SmackDown is actually amazing. And that's not even to mention the fact that there are other tag teams at the very least even being featured on TV, like Pretty Deadly is being featured on TV. And then we have the stuff going on between A-Town Down Under as well. But over on Monday Night Raw, bro, like there's just nothing going on with the tag teams, especially with the tag team champions who are barely even tag team champions. They've had the championships for over 100 days and they have defended it a total of 1 time. That's right, folks. You and me, we've defended the Raw tag team titles 1 time less than the champions in the past 100 days. And not only that, man, like they're barely branded as tag tag champions. They don't even go out with the belts half of the time. Meanwhile, on SmackDown, they have a very similar formula as to what's going on Monday Night Raw, where the top heels and two members of a top heel faction have the tag titles. But unlike on Raw, the SmackDown tag champions are involved in the tag team division, telling storylines and having amazing matches like this amazing triple threat ladder match that we just had. But that wasn't it. Like, we've been having amazing tag team matches and tag team feuds for like several months now. And yes, DIY and the Street Profits are a huge proponent of that. Absolutely no doubt about that. But I have to give a lot of props to Triple H's booking of the Bloodline, because the Bloodline being involved in the tag team division helps raise teams like DIY and the Street Profits to feel more main event-ish. And then it puts a bigger spotlight on them for them to show out and have a match of the year contender like they did tonight with that three-way ladder match. AJ Styles is now basically Aaron Rodgers for the WWE. If you follow American football, this is entirely true, and this is actually a phenomenal, again, these phenomenal examples with AJ Styles. This is a phenomenal example. There is a real case to be made for Chelsea Green to have a title shot with the work that she's been doing recently. Chelsea Green truly is just generational. She is so damn good at her job, which is why so many people are saying that if they do decide to go with a mid-card title within the next couple of months, that Chelsea Green should be a front runner to be the first ever champion. And I really don't have a lot of arguments against that because she's been so good. But if they don't decide to do a women's mid-card belt, then I love the idea of Chelsea Green getting a proper run at the women's title. The character that she plays is just so damn good and would make for the perfect Weasley champion. I love the idea of it. But if there's anybody that's earned an opportunity at that, it really is Chelsea Green. Win or lose, she is a star in every single match that she is in. She is so damn good. Michin for the inaugural Women's United States Champion. People are starting to see the vision. How long have we been saying to get on the Michin train? Because she has been balling out for months. If you haven't been watching NXT, you missed her balling out on NXT in her feud against Jada Parker, but now you're getting to see her ball out on SmackDown, because right now there's just no such thing as a bad Michin match. And they showed out again, and then you put two people that are just red hot right now with how good their work has been in Michin and Chelsea Green, and it's no surprise that you put together an incredibly fun and very memorable match. I wish that the women's tag title scene was more prominent on SmackDown like it is on Raw. Piper/Chelsea as a team and Candice and Indy should be featured more. So this is just inherently a problem with floating titles in general, because the tag team division for the women on SmackDown a couple of months ago was thriving, and over on Raw it was struggling because there was nothing for those tag teams to do. But then the floating champions came over to Raw, and now all of a sudden the grass is greener on the other side of Monday Night Raw, and now over on SmackDown it's just crickets for the women's SmackDown tag team division. And that's going to continue to always be the case with a floating set of championships like the women's tag titles. There is no solution to this aside from having the women's tag champions literally work double duty and hold on to two storylines and two feuds at the same time, which is admittedly like a really difficult ask. So this is going to be something that we're going to be seeing probably for the foreseeable future as a problem with these floating championships. It's insane how with a shorter amount of TV time, they are somehow able to make the tag team division on SmackDown much more interesting than on Raw. It's actually wild. I can't imagine a three-way tag ladder match feeling warranted like that on any Raw. Yep, we talked a bit about this earlier about how much better the tag team division is on SmackDown. It is a wasteland right now on Monday Night Raw. It was frankly a huge mistake to put these titles on the Judgment Day, because really they were only put on the Judgment Day as a story device to help Liv Morgan get into the group. But now that Liv Morgan is a part of the group, then you gotta either do something with these titles or lose them and ditch them for another tag team to actually do something with these tag titles and help elevate the tag team division. Because right now, the Raw tag team division, like you said, Meaty Men advocate, I can't put together a ladder match like this that feels worth it and warranted like we did tonight on this awesome, like, free match of the year contender that we got on SmackDown. Oh my God, bro, the pop!
This! Oh my God!
Oh!
Oh my God.
Oh,
Nice. Oh my God. Oh.
Just a lot of just...
That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, which is available exclusively over on patreon.com/Santizap. This week, we're looking at The Rock versus Mankind, the one with that legendary Stone Cold return. We have an Ultimate X match between the Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money from TNA back in 2010. We're looking at a recent women's classic between Mercedes Moné and Stephanie Vaquer and AEW's Forbidden Door 2024. And we have 2 Hell in a Cell matches for you this week, starting with The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar from No Mercy 2002. This one's a gem. And a recent fan favorite between the Usos and the New Day in a tag team Hell in a Cell match in 2017. Not only will you get the Match Club matches, but you're also getting the weekly Royal Rumble reviews that we're doing, the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, and you're going to get the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else. So if you want all of that extra content that is just not available here on YouTube and never will be, head on over to patreon.com/Santizap. I'm confident that if you even give it just 1 month that you're gonna fall in love with it. Seriously, everybody that signs up to the Patreon absolutely loves it. Give it a shot. But that's it. All right, back to the video. I had heard Jacob Fatu was good at promos from his time outside of the WWE, but good Lord, that promo was fantastic. Fuck yeah, right, dude? The energy and intensity that he brought to that promo was out of this world. I'm glad that they gave the Bloodline the walkout promo that we've been accustomed to seeing for a lot of main events on SmackDown and on Raw. I just wasn't expecting it to be Jacob Fatu. I thought it was going to be Tama Tonga, but no, they gave the mic to Jacob Fatu and he cut a friggin' awesome promo. Did he accidentally, instead of saying tribal chief, say tribal tree? Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't matter because the promo was intense. It really hit the point that it was going to try and hit, and it really helped put over Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa on their way out. And not only that, it helped kind of build a little bit more animosity to the match that's happening at Bad Blood as he name dropped Roman Reigns in his promo as well. So yeah, man, this guy can literally do no wrong. Jacob Fatu is just a megastar. That was by far the best Tanga Loa had looked since he came to the WWE. Yes, the match as a whole was fantastic. Tanga Loa's performance in it was also really good as well. I love the fact that they let him grab the title specifically because he was never part of winning the tag titles in the first place. Not only that, but look, it couldn't have just been me. I'm sure it was all of us. I thought he was going to slip on the ladder. I thought that he was going to botch Loa all over this because first, the ladder was really rickety. For some reason, they put those titles incredibly high up there to the point that Tanga Loa had to like stand on the ladder and he didn't botch it. He didn't slip. He didn't screw up. It's like WWE was trying to make it so that Tanga Loa could show the world that he doesn't botch everything. But yeah, it's nice that Tanga Loa got that big moment. It's nice that he finished the story. And again, it's a nice little nod to him because he was never part of like the championship victory in the first place. So for him to be the reason as to why they retained makes him, in my eyes, now a legitimate holder of that tag title. Andrade be like, wait, what? What about me? It was a little bit weird that Andrade was entirely left out of this, but after a little bit more soul searching, I think I'm okay with it because Andrade, he got a chance at LA Knight, and I think now it's time that Carmelo Hayes get a chance at LA Knight. And then maybe after that, that's when we do Game 7 between Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. And when you really look deeper, this was about AJ Styles. This really wasn't about Carmelo or LA Knight. It was about the return of AJ Styles and setting up this new injury angle that will likely lead to some sort of retirement angle for AJ Styles. I just want to be in a video for once. There you go. Congratulations, you finish your story. I personally like seeing a SmackDown that didn't have Cody yapping for 15 minutes then getting involved in the main event. Look, I don't mind Cody Rhodes. I like Cody Rhodes promos, but if you didn't like Cody Rhodes, then this was a fantastic episode of SmackDown for you, because you're right. There was no Cody Rhodes in this. There was no Roman Reigns either. This was really a showcase of everything except the main event scene, which was pretty cool. We had the women's midcard cooking. We had an awesome match with Tiffany and Naomi. The tag titles were on the line, and a showcase of what's going on with the US title division, as well as the return of AJ Styles. Because these SmackDowns and these Raws really should be about the the statement piece for the mid card, for everything that didn't get to make it on the PLE, because the main event scene, all of those feuds, they get their moment to shine by themselves tomorrow at Bad Blood. But these feuds, this is their moment to shine. These mid card feuds get the episode right before the PLE for it to be their PLE. So it's possible that this might become more of a norm moving forward, that you'll see less main eventers on the episode of SmackDown before the PLE because they're already featured the night after. So rejoice, Cody Rhodes haters. You're gonna love this episode of SmackDown if you haven't already seen it. The dumpster match was the best match. Again, I say Chelsea Green and Michin, they just cannot put on a bad match. They are so good, but this stipulation was so ridiculous, so stupid, so fantastic. I love the fact that Chelsea Green came out in garbage person cosplay. We had Piper Niven also in a garbage person outfit. I thought that the entire presentation of this was fantastic. The ending angle with Chelsea Green being covered in like putrid guts was awesome, as well as she had to go in the back before she could clean herself as she's getting roasted by the entire SmackDown locker room. Everything from beginning to end about this dumpster match was so much fun. It was so good. AJ Styles deserves another world title reign before he decides to call it quits. I think you're going to have a hard time finding people that disagree with this statement. I think AJ Styles absolutely deserves another world title run, and we are in a landscape where world title runs for somebody like AJ Styles is a bit more feasible, because now we have the world heavyweight title available as well. And we have the precedent of the world heavyweight title not being this thing that needs to be held for a year plus. The longest reign was pretty long, Seth Rollins, but then the next reign after that really bucked the trend. We don't need to have year-long champions. We can have 3, 4, 5, 6 month champions over on with the World Heavyweight Championship side, which allows the likes of AJ Styles and maybe even John Cena to sneak in an extra championship reign or two before they call it a career. But absolutely, I would love to see AJ Styles get another world championship opportunity. I dislike people calling the AJ injury a quote work. A leg doesn't bend like that. I get it. That looks kind of nasty, but sorry to spoil things for you. It's a work. They wouldn't have shown AJ as much as they did. They wouldn't be highlighting the injury and borderline glorifying it if it wasn't a work. If AJ was hurt, they would have panned away from him and you wouldn't have seen AJ at all. It's a work, brother. You know what? I'm being mean for that. You know what? If you want to believe in Santa Claus, you believe in Santa Claus, boo-boo. You do you. I very truly hope this is the outcome tomorrow night. I feel a feud between Nia and Tiffany would be a great feud that can linger into Survivor Series. Then the reign could potentially lead into Tiffany versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, like Santi predicted. I think that that's the end goal, right? I'm starting to convince a bunch of you that it's Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. That's the big money match of Friday Night SmackDown for WrestleMania. Okay, glad we're on the same page here. It's gonna happen, bro. It's going to happen eventually. It might just not happen at Bad Blood, but the more that this story develops, the more I am thinking that Tiffany is going to cash on Nia Jax. And this was something that I just never once believed as recently as like a month ago. But the WWE is spending a lot of time telling the story that Tiffany Stratton is this oppressed follower of this tyrannical Nia Jax. So they got to pay it off at some point. And if the payoff is this, what you're showing here, a cash-in and Tiffany Stratton as WWE Women's Champion, hell yeah, I'm in for it. Motor City Machine Guns coming to SmackDown instead of NXT seems like the right call. Okay, so for people like me that thought that that weird little tease was a tease for Fastlane because we had like cars flying through a city and it was the exact same colors of what the Fastlane PLE has always been, that like yellow and bluish color, you're not alone. I thought it was Fastlane too for a second. It was a tease for the Motor City Machine Guns. If you go through all the frames, there's different little visual representations of the city of Detroit, the Motor City Machine Guns. It's the Motor City Machine Guns. Well, if you want the best division for the Motor City Machine Guns in terms of like health, it is SmackDown. Look at what they just did tonight. Like Motor City Machine Guns would fit in super nicely in there. But if you want to put them in the division that needs them the most, sorry to tell you, it's Monday Night Raw. But a lot needs to change about the division to really take advantage of how awesome the Motor City Machine Guns are for them to really thrive on Monday Night Raw. We'll see if this was a teaser of them coming to SmackDown. Maybe this teaser will also appear at Bad Blood. Maybe the teaser will also appear on Raw. Maybe even the teaser appears on NXT. I don't know. But if you want to see them have the most instant success and like best matches and feuds, it is SmackDown, but where they're needed the most, it's other places, sadly. All right, folks, that's it for hot takes. This video is going to go up quite a bit earlier than my usual videos because we have Bad Blood, the live stream, and then of course we have our Bad Blood review going on later in the night. So it's possible that you saw this at a weird time, but that's it, folks. I'm done. Get out of here.